felt like as I was watching games yesterday and also watching people react, you out there, give us a call, react to this. This feels like not objectively me saying the low point of McDermott and Bean. This does feel like fans are reacting like it's the low point of McDermott and Bean. Mm-hmm. Like I see more snarky comments and more these guys got to go. And my group chats are firing off comments in ways that just are not the norm. 7-4, it's just not the same. And I kind of want to respond to all of them and say, like, the season is not over. It's very much not over. There's games left. They had a bad game against the Texans, but I don't know. I watched those games yesterday, and I think the good news, Joe, is that no one in the AFC looks all that good. The bad news is neither do the Bills.
Right.
But it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if these last 7 years we've been looking at what we thought were juggernauts in the AFC, and right now everybody looks weak. It looks like the Rams and everybody else.
Yeah, the Rams are the team that look amazing, but you don't have to deal with them until the Super Bowl. That's literally what my conversations were yesterday was, man, like, Brady looks calling plays right now, and Josh has got no help, and the defense is bad. And then I did say to everybody, like, all right, who would you pick to win the AFC this second? I think it's right as the Colts had blown the lead. Mm-hmm. Who would you pick to win the AFC right now? Not a lot of
I don't know
strong answers.
I don't know what to do with it, yeah.
Like, you could get yourself to Baltimore.
You could.
Maybe. But if you watch Baltimore the last 2 weeks, they're winning games, and they don't look all that impressive right now.
Could you get to Denver just because their defense and maybe they're going to be at home?
And they get a first-round bye. Right now they're in that spot. Maybe, but Bo Nix doesn't look like he's having a good year. I don't trust him right now. I mean,
I don't know who to trust in the AFC, to be totally honest.
I don't know who I'd pick.
And I would even go so far as to say that comments made about some of the teams we think of as the big contenders. I'm going to read you one here. This is from Benjamin Solak. I'll remove the team name, and you tell me who he's talking about over the last 5 days.
Okay.
Blank's offense is so clunky. No separation against man coverage, and Blank has been less dangerous on the move. He's still playing like he has elite escapability, but taking too many sacks. Who's that?
It sounds like the Bills, but isn't that Baltimore lately?
That's Baltimore.
That's Baltimore
That's
lately.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Then I want to also read you Brett Coleman, who wrote this yesterday about one of the AFC contenders. I got to slide down to find it. Because,
I mean, the Ravens were losing to the Jets like almost at halftime.
Brett Coleman, if your entire offensive identity relies on your quarterback completely covering up for every single issue you have all by himself, your offensive identity sucks. Who's he talking about? I'm not sure.
That could be.
And it could be the Chiefs.
It could be the Chiefs.
It could be the Ravens. It could be the Bills. Yeah. It could be. I mean, there's a lot of teams.
Yeah.
So yesterday was an exercise in, I think the whole AFC is just very mid this year.
There's no elite team.
Nope. I don't think so. Denver's got an elite defense. The Colts
have an elite run game.
They do.
Their defense is okay.
And they went a bunch of 3-and-outs yesterday.
Jones had a couple of plays. Jones threw a pass to two Chiefs, and they ran into each other.
I saw that.
Like, he's going to give you some plays.
He's going to give you some.
He's going to give you some reckless. The Ravens would be the team that I would say, like, that's the most dangerous team because they're going to win the division, and they've got Lamar, and they've got an elite team that's getting healthier. But the problem is Lamar is playing but doesn't really look healthy.
Right.
And is Derrick Henry shot? Because he hasn't done anything in 2 months. And if they don't have Derrick Henry being Derrick Henry, well, that's a big piece of what's made them really good the last 16 months.
Yep.
So I don't know how much I should trust them. They might win the division, which is better than the Chiefs and the Bills have going for them. But I don't know if I could trust them, and they might play the Bills in the first round.
They might.
So, I don't know. I don't know who I'd pick. See, but if you're pick Denver, can you pick Houston to do it, too, if they get in?
You could.
You could just pick, I'm going to pick the best defense, Texans.
Do you know Houston's road looks like it's very much a control-your-own-destiny kind of road? They still have a bunch of division games left. Mm-hmm. And they just beat the Bills with a backup quarterback. The Texans' next 4 or 5 games. Here's the rest of their schedule, sorry. Colts twice. Mm-hmm. They still play the Colts twice. They play the Chiefs. And after that, it's Cardinals, Raiders, and Chargers. Like, all right.
Good.
Houston could probably get in. Beat the Cardinals and Raiders and beat the Colts once, and you're better than 50-50 to make it. And then if Houston gets in, you got to be afraid of them. I mean, I feel like you should be if you're a Bills fan. The way that they tore up the Bills, and who knows, what the Bills look like at that point. But yeah, who do you trust?
The Jags are 7-4.
The Jags are 7-4.
But come on, nobody trusts the Jags.
No, that's right. And they beat the Cardinals, who have a good defense sometimes.
They are probably getting in though because they're 7-4, and they have a tiebreaker over the Chiefs, right?
Yep.
They probably just got to get to 10. I don't know what their odds would be if they get to 10, but let's say 10 wins gets them in. They have 2 games against the Titans and a game against the Jets left. There's 10 right there.
Yeah.
Like, Jags are at 10 wins. Basically, if they don't stumble against a team they absolutely shouldn't stumble against. And that's if they lose twice to the Colts and lose to the Broncos. Still 10. So, Jags, they'll probably be in the dance. They're not trustworthy.
No, not at all. It's a heck of a race, really. And looking at the Chiefs, their swing on that game was like 30%, whether they're going to make the playoffs or miss the playoffs. It's their first win in a one-score game this season. If you were not watching Chiefs and Colts, they were down 20-9.
Yeah.
And the Colts just went 3 and out a bunch of times and had a wimpy punt. And the Colts also settled for red zone field goals. And the entire storyline of the game was Tony Romo saying, normally you'd trust the Chiefs in this spot, but this year, I don't know. They're not the same. They don't look the same. And then they did the thing that they have done for, like a decade, which is go out and win it. They did not, however, win it in regulation. They could not punch it in. Then the Colts won the toss and took the ball and went 3 and out or whatever. So, here are the Chiefs. They got their one-score win. Did they get any juice off that? I don't know. I've gone back and forth from thinking that the Chiefs are dead to the Chiefs are unstoppable, and now back to that they're dead.
Yeah.
Their defense is good. Their offense is still problematic unless, and this is something that we kind of have to entertain, if the Colts are real, and especially if the Colts defense is real, well, then maybe that was just a good game between 2 good teams. And they beat the best team in the AFC at home, and good for them. Okay, now the Chiefs are alive again. New York Times playoff machine projects the Chiefs for the 7 seed and the Bills for the 5, if you care about any of that.
So you could get a rematch, Colts and Chiefs in the first round, except in Indy?
The New York Times playoff
New
machine
England
projected would go Chiefs at Broncos, Jaguars at Colts, Bills at Ravens.
And New England is the 1 seed?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
I'd like to sit here and tell you today, right now, I'm going to say it all week, that the Patriots are going to lose to the Giants.
The Giants.
They're going to lose to the Giants. Here's why. The Giants
tough to predict anything from a Jameis Winston team, but okay.
True.
Yeah.
But the Giants just gave the Lions everything they can handle.
Yep.
And the Patriots lost their starting left tackle, Will Campbell, to an MCL sprain. And if there's a team you do not want to lose a starting lineman against, is it not the Giants? They can rush them. They can rush the passer.
Yeah, Goff was getting banged around yesterday.
The Patriots, I don't know what the line is. I don't know what the money line. I don't care about any of that. I think the Patriots are going to lose to the Giants. They go on the road and they're going to lose to the Giants, and then take a bye and play the Bills. And as long as the Bills do what they're supposed to do, that game's going to be huge.
Yeah,
I think the Patriots are going to lose to the Giants.
Really, they should have lost yesterday. They win by 3-4. What was the final score yesterday? Yeah. One score game, and Flacco threw the dumbest pick six I've ever seen in my life.
Both teams threw a pick six in that game.
That's right. The Flacco one, though, he was so late to it. It was just the worst. They lost by 6, by the way. And they're getting close at the end. That's without Higgins, Chase, and Burrow. That New England got them. That is, I don't know if Higgins will be back by the time they play the Bills. He got a concussion yesterday. But they're driving to win the game yesterday. And I'm thinking, the Bills are going to have to see this team with Burrow, Chase, and Higgins. And New England right now is getting to close the game out without them. And they still almost didn't close the game out. They're converting 4th and 8s to Tinsley, guys who've never heard of. Yoshi Voss isn't even in. And everyone right now is going, who is that? But he's not in. So... yeah, I could see New England losing to a Jameis team. The thing about that is just Jameis is the biggest YOLO quarterback of all time. Did you watch any of that game yesterday?
A little bit.
Every time you look up, something wild was happening in that game. Whether he caught a touchdown pass where he caught it 30 yards short of the sticks, broke a tackle.
He had yak yards.
Yak.
Future Bills
Jameis
quarterback.
Yak.
Future Bills quarterback Jameis Winston, just for his yak capabilities.
Yeah. My favorite part, because he had a bunch of these moments yesterday again, where like he's putting the ball in harm's way or he's slinging the ball to these crazy passes that no one else in the league could make except for like 2 guys. The funniest part, though, was like 28 seconds left, and the Giants had all of their timeouts. And they have, they need 20, 30 yards to go to attempt a field goal. So they run a play, and Jameis just launches a moonball to nobody down the field. And Mike Kafka immediately goes, yeah, we're not doing this. Go kneel the ball. Kneel the ball. I can't live like this, watching you do whatever with 20 seconds left. Because I was thinking this game's not going to overtime. He's either going to win it here or he's going to lose the game here. And then went to OT and lost. And then me and friends debated about what you're supposed to do, go for 2 or kick the extra point.
In overtime?
If you get the ball in overtime. And I would always go for 2. But
yeah, makes sense. Well, join us if you'd like, 803-0550 and 1-888-550-2550. Plenty to get to today on a Buffalo Bills Football Monday. The Bills in tough for the division, but that when the Patriots lose to the Giants, it's going to get... The good news is, Joe, I think the Patriots could lose to the Giants. The bad news is I also think the Patriots might still beat the Ravens now. Like, we're over here counting on the Ravens as one of the losses New England will have, and I'm not sure if so sure that anybody should count on that because the Ravens look like they are just meh.
Is it more likely to you the Giants would beat New England than the Bills would lose to the Steelers? Is that as losable a game for the Bills as it is for New England?
It's a really good question. I mean, the Steelers stuck with the Bears, who have won, like $1 million in a row.
I mean, Caleb Williams had a ridiculous fumble in his own end zone.
Yeah, that's right.
So that helped.
The Steelers rushed the passer. They've got a couple.
Yep.
And they're going to try and smash the Bills in the run game with their big packages. And Darnell Washington's going to try and obliterate Shaq Lawson, maybe. We'll talk about that in a minute.
The thing, the Steelers' defense, I think, is very gettable, especially pass defense.
Yep.
I think their defense is gettable.
It's gettable. Do the Bills have a pass offense capable of getting them? Debatable.
Maybe.
Debatable.
I don't know. They did it against an inferior defense. They couldn't do it against the number 1 defense in the league. So what will they look like if they're not playing the number 1 defense in the league? I think it's possible.
Yeah.
They could get them. Yes.
Yeah, they look good against Tampa. They look bad against Houston. The Bills look bad against the Patriots. They look bad against Atlanta. But they've had some days where offensively they look like they've got what it takes. Mm-hmm. It's far away. Feels like it's 2 weeks away, that Steelers game. It's just 6 days away? It's coming quick. And it looks like Aaron Rodgers will play.
Yeah, because he almost played yesterday.
He maybe could have gone yesterday and did not go for whatever reason. In fact, I saw Steelers writers saying the whole thing felt like a bait and switch. How did it sound like he was going to play all week and then he just last minute he didn't? So the Bills will get Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers on Sunday. And by then, with the Thursday night game, who's the Thursday night game? I should know this by now. Just I don't know if there's stakes on that. Oh, it's Bengals Ravens.
So, we have Thanksgiving games this week.
That's right.
So we have a lot of games.
Duh. Yeah.
Who do we have? Do we have any AFC? Well, the Chiefs will play. It's on Thursday.
That's right. And then Bengals Ravens is the night game.
Okay.
And then the Black Friday game is Bears and Eagles.
With Burrow returning to action, probably.
Burrow returning
Because he practiced in full all week and still didn't play against New England. So, yeah, man, AFC is going to be
It's kind of a mess.
Weird.
It's kind of a mess.
Next couple of weeks.
I want to protect against getting too mad at the Bills because it looks like they're just in the mix of a bunch of teams that are flawed.
Well, how does someone sound right now if they said, I think the Bills will win the AFC today?
I think they sound...
What do you at that point? I think what you're doing there is you're picking the best quarterback that you're sure is going to make the playoffs right now.
Yeah, which is pretty much what everybody does with all NFL analysis. It's if I've seen a quarterback win before, I will allow myself to pick it.
Although they haven't seen Allen win the
They've
AFC
seen him
before.
win games. They've seen
him win the playoffs.
And they've certainly seen him play well enough to win a conference.
Right.
Is the defense matching that? Debatable, of course, but yeah, I think it's fine. You could pick the Bills to win the AFC. You could pick the Ravens. You could pick the Chiefs. I think you could pick anybody.
But the reason you might pick the Bills there is at the moment they're in the most solid place, I think, for playoffs than the other two. Maybe
of
or is
those
Baltimore
three?
in just as good a shape?
Baltimore leads their division.
They are in first?
Yes.
They're tied, right? But they have the tiebreaker?
They're in first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They haven't played yet. They haven't played the Steelers yet, and they're
That's
in first.
why I didn't know who had the tiebreaker there,
Yep.
but it's Baltimore.
Ravens lead the division, as everyone expected, from 1-5
All right, so they're in the best shape.
to leading the division already. The bad news is, though, that when they play the Steelers, they don't really play all that well, right? Like Lamar
Not typically.
Yeah. So Ravens Steelers is December 7th, and then again January 4th. But the first game is in Baltimore. So 803-0550, 1-888-550-2550. A very easy question if you want to chat about it with us. Who would you pick to win the AFC right now? I want to just be careful about being too mad about what the Bills look like because I think they could win it. Wouldn't it feel like this is a year where a wild card team will win it? Just pick a wild card team, any wild card team. You give me Bills, Chiefs, Jaguars, and I give you
the division winners.
The division winners. Who would you take?
I mean, I get one more with the division winners. It's a little unfair, but
You do get one more.
Giving me Baltimore in the division winners is what would probably get me over the line. Because if it was the Steelers, like let's say the Steelers did their, Baltimore's not fully healthy, Lamar isn't looking the same, and the Steelers win some stupid gross game over the Ravens, and they win the division, I tell you I'd pick the wildcard teams. Even though I get one fewer. I would pick the wildcard teams. But giving me a Lamar team in the playoffs with home field against any of the other top teams that he might have to play, it might still very barely go for the division winners. But, man, it's close. And when has that ever been the case? Because part of that is the Chiefs have never gone on the road to start a playoffs, right? And neither of the Bills.
They've at least started at home, yeah.
And the Bills have never started on the road since at least that first Texans game, which is so long ago at this point. So I think you could very easily get to wildcard team does it. When is the last time a wildcard team made the Super Bowl? Is that Cincy? Did Cincy go on the road at the start of the playoffs?
Yes, they won in Tennessee.
Okay, so the Bengals did it?
Yeah.
All right. Last time a team won the Super Bowl going on the road to start the playoffs would be could it be the Giants the last time that happened against New England?
The Giants
That's a long
did
time
it.
ago, though.
The Steelers did it. Like wild card teams. The Buccaneers in 2020 with Tom Brady, they were a wild card team.
Oh, okay. That team didn't win the division?
I guess not. No.
Wow. Okay.
No.
Maybe New Orleans with Breeze won it. All right.
Teams
so it could be done.
Teams that have won the Super Bowl. 7 wild card teams have won the Super Bowl. The most recent is the Bucs in 2021.
Okay.
And
now, luckily for them, there were no fans in any of those games.
True.
So
might have made a difference.
Kind of an asterisk, not going to lie.
803-0550 to join us. We can talk about the outcomes from yesterday if you want, and plenty more. It's a Bills Football Monday. Mo in New Jersey is going to lead us off. Mo, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. I wish it was a victory Monday, but it is what it is. The Bills obviously didn't play yesterday, so I was able to take in a lot of games. And, I have NFL Sunday tickets, so because being in Jersey, I can't watch the Bills locally. So I'm able to watch any game I want. And, just the results in all the games, the early results look like they were they were going to be very good for us. But the way they ended, with the Chiefs winning, the Ravens winning, and the Patriots, I just, they have a 4-leaf clover up the you-know-what, because this season it feels like they catch these breaks. And I'm not making excuses for the Bills. I don't feel sorry for ourselves. But, it's just like you said before, no Burrow, no Chase, no Higgins, and they won by 6. It's like, their luck is going to run out, and I hope we're there when it does. So, we have everything in front of us. Maybe not necessarily the division with our stupid losses this season, but you know what? If we get in, even as a wild card, I'll take it because, I'm not saying that I'm optimistic in our chances, but as long as you're in, you have a chance. And you know what? I'll take a second-place schedule next year because the Patriots are benefiting from it this year.
They're benefiting from a last-place schedule, yeah.
Or even better, last-place schedule. But, for us, I'll play a second-place schedule next year. I've accepted the fact we're not winning the division this year. I'm not saying it's out of our reach, but, the bounces the Patriots have gotten, they got to run out soon. And you know what? I don't feel sorry for ourselves. We're 7-4, and it feels like the sky is falling because we're used to being a little bit better, maybe not in second place in the division. But the other thing is, the one thing that I am concerned about is this team feels stale, right? There's nothing exciting about this team. I used to look forward to Josh Allen carving up defenses, and, the games were exciting. Like, it just feels, outside of that Buccaneers game, it just feels like it's tough, right? Where our offense is, like, sledding through the mud, basically. But anyway, go Bills. Hopefully you have a better week this week, and happy Thanksgiving, guys, if I don't talk to you.
Thanks, Mo.
Thanks, Mo.
So, you're saying that what you said about Allen there, you used to like him carving teams up. And I mentioned Brett Coleman a little bit ago. He had another comment, I thought, which I found to be very interesting, as we sit here and say the AFC looks very meh. He had a point about the entire AFC, and I think when he's tweeting this, he's talking about the Bills and the Chiefs and maybe the Ravens as well, that he said the AFC oligarchy, which would be like those teams, right?
Yeah.
Kind of forgot that you need help for your quarterbacks. AFC oligarchs got greedy and forgot the sport is about the proletariat doing all the blocking and the tackling. Meaning, like, the Eagles did not forget that. The Eagles don't even have a quarterback on that level. But the Eagles did not forget that. And these teams in the AFC, I don't know if they've all just followed a trend and kind of blended together. Like, imagine if Mahomes imagine Allen in the Colts offense. They run it.
Oh my
they also
goodness.
have a bunch of really good receivers and an offensive mind. And, it's one thing about the Bills that if we look back on this era and think about how they fell short, many people will, of course, look to the two men that get all the conversation, and that's Bean and McDermott. And again, like, I'm not writing off this season at all. But you do have a year with Ken Dorsey, first-time ever play caller, which no team's ever won the Super Bowl with a first-time play caller. The Bills decided to try it. And a year and a half in, he's fired. And now here's Joe Brady. Like, okay, let's see how this goes. I don't know if I feel like the Bills have put the right play caller in place for Brady since it organically came up when it was Brian Daboll and the two of them kind of came together. And when they were at the end, it was the best it ever looked. And then it stopped. And they had to go through changes. So if this season comes up short, however it comes up short, what will the self-scout look like? Will it be like, listen, we got to go find the highest profile, best offensive mind there is. Not going to do Davis Webb. Not going to do Ronald Curry, Aaron Cromer. We're going to go out and we're going to find Chip Kelly is not the name I'm looking for here, but who's available? Who's the best offensive play caller I could find that'll build me something with this freak show quarterback that is worthy of him? I feel like that's a conversation that we could have.